Hey everybody, welcome back to Barbecue by Biggs. I'm Aaron, and today we're finally rolling smoke on our Big Phil's offset smoker. That's right, we found us a brisket on sale for $1.89 a pound. We're gonna put these two together and see how they turn out. How about you guys come along with us? Stay tuned. All right, we're gonna get this thing rubbed up. Like we said before, we paid $1.89 a pound for this brisket. And I tell you what, once we trimmed it up, it looks pretty darn good. We're using Uncle Steve's Shake thick meat on this. We were talking to him on the internet the other day, and he said thick meat works great on brisket. So we're gonna give it a shot here. And you know what, we're not gonna use a binder because this thing is pretty moist as it is. So we're just gonna lay this rub on real thick. And you know, using Uncle Steve's Shake here, his containers are probably the best in the industry when it comes to getting that rub out of that bottle and onto that meat. So when you do this, make sure you don't forget the sides. And you know what, just take it, pat it in at the end. We're gonna roll this at 250. We're gonna get out there and get that pit going. All right, so the pit's rolling at 250 degrees. We're gonna go ahead and get this on. We're going fat side up towards the stack side of the pit with the end of the brisket, the fatty end, the point going towards the fire. So we'll just get that in there, pour a little extra on top. All right, we'll put it to bed. We'll bring you guys back probably about 2.5, 3 hours. See you then. All right, we've been rolling at 250, 275 for about 4 hours. Let's look in on it and see how it is. Yep, it's time to spritz. Let me bring you in and let you look at it. Bark's setting up well. Let's spritz this thing and put it back to bed. We just got half water, half apple juice in this one. You can use apple cider vinegar if you want to. We're using apple juice and it works just fine. All right, see you guys in a couple hours. All right, it's been 6 hours. The brisket's at about 155 internal. We're gonna go ahead and get it pulled off and get it wrapped. So let's do it. So we've been rolling along about 250 degrees or so for about 6 hours. Let me get you in here and let you look at it. It's getting a little dark out here, but let's see if you can see it. All right, let's get it pulled off. I'll let you look at it. Bark set up pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and get some tallow on this thing, get it wrapped up and get it put back to bed. So we're gonna use Fat Works pure tallow on this. So we're just gonna take this tallow, get a gob of that and just come in, pat it in. Hopefully we won't take all the bark off of it. And then we'll get it wrapped up. A little bit extra on the bottom for protection. All right, we'll get it back on the pit and we'll bring you guys back when it is done. All right, 11 hours, this brisket is done. It's proven tender at about 201 degrees. We're gonna get it pulled off the pit, burp it, and then we're gonna put it in our oven and hold it overnight. So we plan on eating this around noon tomorrow. It is midnight tonight. We're gonna do a 12-hour hold in the oven. My oven goes down to 150 degrees. If your oven goes to 150, the oven is a good place to hold it. You can also hold it in a Yoder. A Yoder goes down to 150 degrees, or you can throw it in the cooler and it'll hold it for a few hours until it's ready to cut. We need to hold it for about 12, so we're gonna go into the oven, 150 degrees. So we'll get it pulled off, let you see what it looks like. All right, let's get in here and see what this thing looks like. Man, got some juice in here for sure. Man, this brisket is looking great. Looks like we got a little bit of wash off on the bark. That's gonna be okay. We're gonna go ahead and put this back in the oven at 150 degrees. We're gonna let it sit here and cool down just a little bit so the carryover won't be there. It's really probe tender. Internal temperature, just probed it. It's around 200, 201 degrees, and it is tender. So we're gonna go ahead and get this wrapped back up, get it back into the oven, 150 degrees, and let it hold until tomorrow for lunch. We'll see you guys tomorrow about noon. All right, this brisket's been in the oven at 150 degrees for 12 hours. Let's dig into it and see what it looks like. See what this thing looks like. Oh yeah, that thing's looking good. So at the end of this cook, what happened is it started getting dark. We kind of rushed the wrap. You'll see in the first part of that video, it was getting dark on us. What I did not do, which I should have done, is made sure that my presentation side ended up facing upwards. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, so I lost some of my bark. So learn from my mistake. When you're wrapping a brisket, make sure the presentation side is up. That way it's not sitting in those juices and that bark getting really, really soft and washing out. All right, so let's cut in this thing and see what we got. We'll just take it right in the middle here. Right where that point and that flat meet up. There's a flat side, good smoke ring, really juicy. I mean, for a choice brisket, this thing is oozing. Let's cut that point side. Really tender. Look at that bad boy. Just dripping. All right, let's get a taste of this thing. I think that rest really did its job on this. All right, got it cut up. That bark didn't turn out too bad. Lost a little bit of it, but not too bad at all. Let's get a taste of this. All right, let's get a piece of this lean first. Real tender, pulls right apart. I smoked the ring on that thing. Really did a good job. Hopefully you can see that. All right, let's get a taste. You know, if you would have put this in front of me, and said, hey, can you tell if this is a prime or a choice brisket? It's hard to tell, and at $1.87 a pound, I tell you what, some good stuff. Let's try that fatty end. Tell you what, that new pit performed flawlessly. Turned out some great product. That hold, 150 degrees for 12 hours, I tell you, it makes a heck of a difference, especially when you're dealing with these cheaper cut of meats. Y'all come back and see us. Look forward to seeing you on the next cook. Take it easy, guys.